Sorry about that. The video just stopped and crashed. I think. So let me continue here. All right. So we have Dougie Hamilton, 6'6", 229 pounds. He's very strong defensively, and because he's affordable, and the swarm helps me a lot. He's a fantastic player. So you can pay him 1 million and get 3 crappy synergies, or you can get a player that still goes for his height, 6'6", for him to go 90 acceleration and 88 speed. That's amazing. Defensively, he's fantastic. I adore this player. But when you look at him overall, when it comes to his checking and defense, I'm very, very happy with this player. So that's another player that I have. Giordano is, for me, he is a gladiator. That's exactly what his synergy is. He's a fantastic player. Defensively, he's amazing. His speed isn't that great, but he's one of the players that I've had since the beginning. You can see in his stats, I played with, over 300 games with him. He's a great player. He's 6'1". He's not the tallest, but he's effective when it comes to any situation that I've been in with him. Now, these two players could cost you maybe 50,000. It's nothing. So imagine you have my team so far is at let's say 1.2 million. No, sorry, 1.3 million. And if you added Podvan, let's say 1.4 million. So at 1.4 million, think about this, guys. 1.4 million, you have 5 synergies. You have Spark, Distributor, which are the 2 most important synergies. You have Shutdown, you have Gladiator, Wingman, and now this is the 6th synergy. Now this is what's important, or what's really interesting about my team where it stands right now. With the 5 synergies that I have, a lot of people have, maybe 3 or 4 synergies, and if they make one change, it destroys another synergy. So really, it's really confusing when you're trying to build your team and trying to have as many synergies activated. And I understand, because it's really, you want some players, but you look the other way because of their synergies. It's frustrating. But what's interesting about the foundation of my team is because I have players that have 1 synergy, and those guys could be replaced. Now, so right now I have 5 synergies, right? But if I had that money, I could get a 6th synergy without touching anything else. Now, how do I get that 6th synergy? It's Swarm. I can get Swarm. I can sell some players that I have in my as my backup, and get McDavid to Swarm. It's the Frosted Flakes version. So my lineup doesn't change, right? The only player that I would change is McDavid. I changed this McDavid whoever chose McDavid, when you open up your initial packs, when you start your game. I like his synergies. His synergies are good. They're useful for later on, maybe. But right now, at 85 overall, his speed is great. But at 85 overall, you're going to want to eventually replace him. But he's useful for now. But if I wanted to activate Swarm, all I have to do is go to the auction house, go to Frosted Flakes Collections, and look for McDavid. He goes for maybe 400 to 500,000. and his synergies is 2 swarms. So if I got him, which I can if I sold some things, I could have 6 synergies. So my team overall was, what did I say, 1.3.2, yeah, let's say 1.3 million as the cost or the value. Add another, let's say 450, so you have maybe 100. Let's make it 1.8 million. Let's be rough, highball it a little bit. 1.8 million. Now look at your team. A lot of you guys have maybe 4 or 5 great players. That is making you that's gonna probably be 1.8 million. I have an entire team with, I'll have an entire team 1.8 million in cost, and with 6 synergies, 2 of the most important synergies. And a lot of people don't pay attention to Swarm, but I like the defensive part of the game, and defensive awareness for all the team, agility, hand-eye, stick checking. I love to stick check. I stick check more than I body check, so for me that's really important. Let's go to the goalie quickly. There you saw Swarm. The only reason why I got Carey Price, he's an amazing goalie, by the way, 89. But the reason why I use him right now is because I'm trying to focus on getting a 2 Swarm and getting Swarm activated. And Carey Price gives me 2 Swarms. So that's probably the only reason, but I like Carey Price as a personal preference. And but also his height is good. I'm very happy with that. I'm gonna show you. I have a 61 bronze. If I change that 61 bronze to another 85 overall goalie, let's say, my team overall would jump up to like 94 overall. My team will be very high in overall. I can make my team even higher if I focused on my defense. So the reason why I chose this goalie is because of his synergies. Now, he's bronze, he's crappy, you might never use him, but he's 1 distributor, 1 spark, and 1 swarm, and that really helps out to complete I'd say the most important synergies in the game. Barrage is actually really good, which I'm working on, and balance, which I'm working on right now to figure out what players goes and what players stay. So I want to, people right now are watching this and saying, ah man, he doesn't have barrage, he doesn't have speedster, he doesn't have howitzer. You are trained to believe that you should focus on that first, and that's the only way you'll win. Let me give you different advice. If you really want to win and you want to be good, you want to make your team properly balanced from line 1 to line 4. You want to make sure you have spark and distributor so you can keep up with other players. But what's important is the defensive aspect of the game. You can't just go out there and say, I have speed, but you're shitty in defense. You really want to focus on your overall team. So people are saying, well, my team, I have 3 good lines, I don't care about my 4th line, I have Hauser, I have Speedster, but let me show you the foundation of my team, so you've seen my team, and let me show you what's interesting about the foundation of my team, and why it gets a little bit more complicating and deep, alright? You'll see why it gets deep now. So, things that, you know, I just upgraded my Cale Makar. Okay, Cale Makar was 1 barrage. Actually, I didn't even have barrage. He was only 1 shutdown. And because I had him at 86 overall. When you upgrade your Cale Makar from 86 overall to 87, a barrage appears. One barrage appears. When you get to Cale Makar 91, you have 2 barrage. So when you start with Cale Makar, he has only 1 shutdown. But once you get to 91 overall, you have 1 shutdown and 2 barrages. So keep that in mind. I could make barrage very easily with my team because of the foundation of my team, and sacrifice maybe gladiators, but not really, because it gets deep. It's too complicating to explain. Takes me I put hours and hours and hours just looking at synergies, understanding what's available. So I'm gonna show you guys why this gets interesting. Now, when you look at howitzer, I have 2 howitzers, Lemieux and Couturier. Couturier, I'm assuming that this month, when he gets to 93 overall, because right now he's 92 overall, I'm assuming this month or next month he will be 2 times howitzer. That will make him, I'll have 3 howitzers. All right. There's a lot of different things I can do. It's fantastic. I can have 3 howitzers probably this month, like I said, when he's up, when you can upgrade him to 93 overall. So when it comes to let's pretend I have 6 synergies, okay? McDavid is not there. Sorry, the 2 swarm, McDavid is there. We have 6 synergies. Now, actually, sorry, let me scrub that out. Okay, forget about that. Okay, you have 5 synergies right now. So let's say I go to either Hamilton, because I don't have Swarm, right? Just to not sacrifice Gladiator synergies. Okay, look. This is what's really great, is that what is interesting about the foundation of my team is that Giordano is 1 synergy. He's very sacrificable. With 1 synergy, you can replace him with a player that has 2 synergies, 2 times each synergy. All right, that gives me a boost. Now, a lot of people, this is the mistake a lot of people are doing. People are getting 1 player with 1 synergy, with 2 synergies, with 1 each on each synergy throughout their team. This will confuse you so much that you won't know what direction to go. So you're buying players that you're stuck with, that you'll eventually sell for cheaper and lose money. So I stuck with these 2 players for a long time. Okay, when you see Hamilton 250 games and Giordano 300 and something games, these 2 guys are sacrificable because they only have 1 synergy. Now imagine I have 5 synergies. If I got rid of Giordano, now let's say I got rid of Dougie Hamilton, I replaced Dougie Hamilton with Icon Master or Master Icon Player, Silver, Brad Park. He's a defenseman. He's 2 swarm and 2 swarm and 2 howitzers. So no, sorry, let's replace not Hamilton, but let's replace Giordano. So I replaced Giordano. My Gladiator is finished, okay? I'll have Swarm, and I'll have sorry about that. I'll have Swarm activated, but I'll also have 4 howitzers, and it'll be 5 howitzers if Couturier gets his second howitzer added this month. So today we will find out. Eventually, Lemieux will have his second howitzer. So right there, I'll have my howitzer. I didn't go out and invest in howitzers right away. I invested in a good foundation of a team from line 1 to line 4, and these things will be will just happen naturally without such drastic changes. So just like Gretzky, right now I have 4 barrages. I have Mike Modano, silver master icon, with 2 barrages and 2 passing. I could put him on the team, but I can't use him right now. So I'm gonna put him to the side because he is part of the plan. Things get really interesting because I also have 2 players that are not on the team that will be replacing Potvin and Cernak. Now let's go through Cernak. Why I got Cernak? He's a great player defensively. He is one of the best defensive players that I have on my team, but his speed isn't all that great. But he's solid at 6'4", and he's a shutdown. He helps my shutdown synergy because he adds 2 shutdown synergies. This is the reason why I have him. So for now, he is part of the team and he's staying there. But he's replaceable. See, that's the nice thing. You guys are gonna have to replace so many players and start all over because you started off wrong. Dennis Potvin, I like him, but he's just too slow. I'll be honest, his speed works out for me. Like, I don't have a problem playing against teams that are really fast. He's solid defensively. He's okay defensively, but I need him right now for mostly wingman. Spark, I could get him replaced, but he's 1 each. Will I upgrade him to silver master icon? I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't find many players that are Spark and Wingman, but I don't want to waste any energy on getting a player that has 1 Spark and 1 Wingman. I want to get doubles. That's it. That's the direction of the game if you want to do well. So if I'm gonna spend money, it has to be on double synergies, not single synergies. So right now it's a single synergy each, but you know, I could make him double eventually, but is he that defenseman that I want? Not really. Not in the long run. But for now, yes, I can't find anybody to really replace him and his synergies and the momentum that my team is at right now. He's affordable. He's maybe like 90,000 to 100,000 in the hut auction house, but he's definitely good enough at 6 foot. I'm happy with these guys. So my defense needs maybe an upgrade, but if I upgrade my defense, I really have a solid team. When you look at overall, all my line is very solid, and my defense is solid as well. But look at the synergies. They're all fantastic. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of team of the week teams that have 2 synergies, and I'm looking at their team and I'm seeing such a good looking team, but no synergies. How are they doing that? I really don't get that, and I really want to get people started off on a good foundation, and for them to be able to make those singular changes that adds a whole other synergy. So I could add McDavid, add 2 swarms, and I'll have 6 synergies with my team. It's gonna cost you in total to get my team, to get exactly my team, it's gonna cost you 1.8 million and 6 synergies. So keep this in mind. But if you're questioning my team, which is fine, it's not. It doesn't have the fancy players or the those team of the week players and the team 2030 players. I mean, it's cool. I know everybody wants the nicer looking cards or the younger players, but I went for really what's solid. Now, like I said, things will evolve naturally with the howitzers. I'll have howitzer activated. I'll have if I got rid of Giordano, that's okay because I'm the next player that I'm gonna get that is two gladiator and two spark is Joe Newendike and Dale Howardchuk. Those two players have two spark and two gladiator. That's fantastic because if I did that, I'll be able to get rid of, let's say, Marian Gaborik. So if I get rid of Marian Gaborik and I replace him with let's say Joe Newendike, I'll have